You're trying to expose me.
I love noir. I'll take all kinds. The hard-boiled detective, the seedy crime story, neo-noir, classic pulp, you name it, I'm buying.
Okay.
So when Mouse PI for Hire sauntered onto my screen the way Ilsa walks into Rick's in Casablanca, I was pretty excited about it. But noir isn't just an aesthetic to be thrown on like an old coat as you're leaving your office at the behest of a leggy blonde. While Mouse PI for Hire clearly understands the style and tropes of classic noir films and novels as well as 1930s cartoons more broadly, it doesn't seem to get why those things are there or how they're used to tell compelling stories. By fusing a hard-boiled detective mystery with a fast retro-styled FPS, developer Fumi Games has made a shooter that is thematically incoherent, with the apparent
Yo, we're not even a minute in, and this dude is just dogging on it. Not even a minute in. 43 seconds in. Holy shit.
aspirations of its story contradicted at every point by the actual action. Of all the Steam libraries and all the PCs in all the world, Mouse PI for Hire walked into mine, and I wish I liked it more than I do.
Wait, why did it say Mouse PI for Hire?
A bright future rules.
Cheesy, real cheesy, Jack. Bro, this is a hit piece. This is 100% a hit piece.
Mouse follows Jack Pepper, a private eye in a world where everyone is a mouse, after Wanda Fuller from the Mouseburg Herald sets him on the case of a missing magician. As you'd expect, that spirals into a much bigger conspiracy that includes an attempt on a mayoral candidate's life, and racially motivated mouse-on-mouse violence as bigger mice oppress the smaller shrews. Same as it ever was, even in Mouseburg. And the requisite twists and turns you'd expect from any good detective story make this tale solid enough.
Someone supported your DSB grift? I rather just spam $101 supers.
Do it. Don't just say it, do it, Jason.
Yeah, do it right now.
100 smackaroos. Do it.
Yeah, you said it, now you gotta do it. Thank you for the support, Jason.
Thank you so much for the support, Jason. Who here thinks that Zen should be in charge of putting up the stream goals? Because Zen is the one who puts them up, and I think they're hilarious. Show of hand thinks that Zen should be fully in charge of it. Jason, don't challenge him. This is why we don't trust corporal urinalists. Are you cooking, honey?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is part 1.
Part 1. Oh well, back to the rates.
Back
here.
to you little...
Okay, back to the review. You know, I think he's like intentionally distracting us from the video to be like, but did you see it?
What bothers me, however, is how overly referential so much of it is. The world is full of mice, so everything is about cheese. Everything. A bad guy? He's a cheese legger. Run into a lady mouse with a sultry voice? It'll be described as someone need to assure you they're telling the truth. It is charming initially, then it never stops. Everything is a reference to the fact that everyone is a mouse and mice like cheese, and when it's not, instead it'll be a reference to an old cartoon, or the fact that this is a video game. I should have probably guessed the former when one of the first things I saw was a steamboat named Willy, but at least that and the reference-heavy power-ups are cute. Constant.
Why is he hating it so much?
Wait, that was a
Popeyes reference.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like what is the problem with it again? Like genuinely, what is the problem with it? It's literally a cartoon. What is bro on? That's exactly what I'm wondering. Because he's a theater kid.
Wait, if he was a theater kid, wouldn't he be super whimsical and understand what's going on with the game?
No, he's a performative theater kid. He's a theater kid in the name. By the way, I used to be a theater kid. But yeah, I was a theater kid, like through and through. This is not a theater kid. This is an idiot who had a one line in school, in a school play, and that's it.
Callbacks to classic films or other video games? Not so much. And it doesn't end there. A boss fight in the sewers? It's a literal alligator because of course it is. If you're looking for
that is funny. Sewer alligator boss fight? That is funny. Bruh.
For the cheese-liking foreman, Jack will quip that he doesn't look like much of a boss and laugh at his own joke. The voice actors, led by Troy Baker, do an admirable job with what they have.
Fucking Troy Baker. He's everywhere. Lifu, the one guy who got one liner once, me, the guy who had to play the silent tree. And this is why our duelist now, John. This is why you'd rather play a game that creates wood. He's more like a sideshow Bob style theater kid. Damn.
But nothing in Mouseburg is allowed to just be. It has to be a mouse reference or a literally
It's a mouse PI game that he already himself said, like, underlines mouse. Okay?
cheesy one-liner or a reference to something else. It's hard to care about anything in Mouse PI for Hire because it never stops making jokes about everything. It just wants to remind you of other better things. Surely.
What? Oh, this dude is just joyless. Oh my god, whoever wrote this is fucking miserable in his life.
I'm wondering if it's a massive skill issue.
That's enough, right?
Time to find someone higher up and squeeze until they suck.
At least the shooting is better. This is the latest in a wave of boomer shooters inspired by old school FPSs like Doom or Quake, and it's a decent one at that. You start with a pistol in Jack's fists, but you'll soon acquire a shotgun, dynamite, a James gun, which is just a Tommy gun, and more unique stuff like the Devarnisher, which shoots what looks like Elmer's
Is the joke
gun, which is just a Tommy gun.
that a James gun, which is just a Tommy gun? That
And more
anyway.
unique stuff like the Devarnisher, which shoots what looks like Elmer's glue that melts the flesh from your enemy's bones, leaving only a skeleton. Throw in stuff like a
That's called acid, my guy. That's not called something that looks like Elmer's glue. That's called acid. Holy shit.
double jump, dash, spinning tail for hovering, and a slide, and Jack's got some stylish moves when the bad guys show up. This ain't Quake, but it does feel good. It doesn't hurt that all of it from Reload animation
Why does he... What's with a random comparison to Quake as well?
He's not really getting a lot of these references.
The acid isn't green, so it cannot be acid. That's pretty much the brain cell of this dude.
animations to random conversations is rendered in an absolutely gorgeous black and white mix of sprite work and 3D models. The world building may be thin, but Mouse PI for Hire is still dressed to the nines. Even here, though, I have issues. Weapons can feel weak, especially the shotgun. It's got the audio kick of a pop gun, and there's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world.
Oh my god. Look, I would understand if he would have said there's a disconnect because of an audio disc. There's a disconnect of the shotgun because the game looks cartoonish. Oh dear god. Is he dumb? Was he playing a different game before this one that he... What?
With black ichor that spews from his neck.
I don't think he understands how black and white works. I'm gonna replay this.
There's a strange disconnect to seeing something that sounds like a kid's toy blow off some poor mouse's head as you paint the white of the world with black ichor that spews from his neck.
Yeah, it's called Blood in a Black and White World.
Yeah. And he said poor mouse's head. Bro, the mouse is shooting at you.
Right.
Enemies mostly come out of doors marked with a skull that you can't enter, robbing these areas of anything remotely resembling a sense of place. Levels also really like to pull the "we're gonna lock you in a room and throw baddies at you until they're dead or you are" shtick a little too much for my taste. None of this
But I'm gonna replay this. That's called a horde clearing. It's a classic in video games for a reason.
It's a classic quote unquote boomer shooter shtick, you know, that you mentioned like at the beginning of the review.
It's literally... We literally even have the same thing in Pragmata. Like, the most recent game.
Yeah, it's a common thing in most games.
Yeah, just a stage clear.
a little too much for my taste.
Bro, I swear to God, I guarantee you 100% this person hates games. This person hates any game that's not a visual novel game. Anything that actually requires actual gameplay rather than just clicking to talk to NPCs, this person hates it.
None of this is game breaking. The combat is fundamental.
The point of these mechanics is not to be game breaking. There are specific mechanics that are classic and staple for a fucking reason, dumbass. Holy.
Good enough to carry you to the end of the roughly 12-hour campaign, but sometimes it feels like being at a show that's never quite bad enough to leave. And at least on the
What?
normal difficulty, health items are so generous there's rarely a challenge. Like any good boomer shooter, there are plenty of secrets to find: newspapers, weapon upgrades, schematics, baseball cards, and so on. Fragile walls to blow up, and even locked safes to open with your tail, which pulls double duty as a lockpick. Some of these locks are on a time limit, or must be solved in a limited number of moves, and you only get one shot at the good stuff they hold. Others are so easy you could probably solve them by letting an actual mouse run across your keyboard. It's very jarring.
Yeah, those are called levels of locks, dumbass. What? It's so jarring that some locks are hard, some locks are easy. Fallout and Skyrim standing in the corner like, what?
Once you're done with the level, it's back to the hub, which encompasses Jack's office, the local bar, store, weapon upgrade shop, and so on. My favorite thing here is the baseball card minigame you can play at the bar. You'll switch between pitching and being at bat, and using the cards in your hand, players and abilities, to try to score as many runs as you can. It's fun.
Of course, that's the only thing he says is fun.
Ah, now it makes sense.
A mini game inside of the game that doesn't require using anything besides a mouse, so his other hand is completely free to constantly jack off himself to his horrible takes.
What I like less is the whole being a detective thing, mostly because I never actually got to do it. Any clues you find will be pinned to...
My guy just 2 minutes ago was complaining about having to look for tidbits across the map. Then 2 minutes later, he complains about never getting to be a detective. Is he serious right now?
...to Jack's caseboard, and once you get them there, Jack will just intuit where to go. No work on your part required. What's the point of being a gumshoe if all the answers are handed right to me?
Better check it out. It began with a call. Routine. Familiar.
That brings me to one of my major problems with Mouse PI for Hire.
Is that the IGN review? Yeah. That's an IGN review.
Look, I hate to be that guy who brings up ludonarrative dissonance in a video game review in the year of our Lord 2026, and if you're rolling your eyes right now...
What? I'm rolling my eyes at your ass. What the fuck?
Actual issue here. Jack Pepper is a PI who kills more people in a single mission than Philip Marlowe has in every book Raymond Chandler ever...
A cartoon game! Now we're at a point where we've been like, oh, it's too unrealistic?
...wrote combined. I don't care how corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter them en masse and then go about his day.
I'm about to punch my table.
Has in every book Raymond Chandler ever wrote combined. I don't care how corrupt the cops are. A private detective can't break into a police station and slaughter them en masse and then go about his day.
Now we're at a point of him complaining that it's not realistic, plus too violent, plus too crime committee, while earlier complaining that it's too cartoony and cheesy. And did he like lose a bet? Was he like forced to write this? He's taking it way too seriously. In
one particularly nonsensical scenario, Jack inadvertently burns down an opera house to save a guy running for mayor, and he ends up fighting an opera singer and shoots her. Is she dead? Did I just kill an actress for being angry I burned down her workplace?
My guy never saw a single cartoon in his life, especially like the old school ones.
There's no way this person is a real individual.
I have an inkling that this was just written by ChatGPT. They have like the actual article linked somewhere. I want to check something.
I think it's like at the beginning, like his name.
It's like the situation with Alyssa McConaughey. Plans writing for a rolling.
They're freelance. Yeah, don't hire them ever again. Freelance, more like no job lance.
Okay.
I remember when IGN was gamers. That was debatable. From his bio, he lives in New York with his wife, car, and the dreams of one day owning a dog. Now I just feel sad for him. He's a New Yorker. No kidding, let me stop. But no. I don't know, man. I guess freelance pays well, or he's just like dragging out like the review and just like not detailing or rereading it. But he's using AI, so he's just trying to make a quick buck. Last good review IGN had was on a magazine. I didn't even know they had magazines.
I honestly didn't know.
I feel bad for him too. He lives in New York. I only care for IGN when they have Machinima. Yeah, I think Machinima. Didn't they also do some scummy stuff with the creators too?
Oh, was that like the content creator collective where they skimmed money?
I think so. I didn't know they skimmed money, but there was like a lot of creators. Even
I'm
I
asking.
think Critical was part of it.
No, but that's why I'm asking. I don't know.
If I didn't, have I left her alive and unconscious inside a burning building?
Well, Billy Stone did get blown to Kingdom Come.
Mouse PI for Hire doesn't tell me, and it doesn't seem to care either way.
Forget it, Jake. It's Chinatown.
None of this is to say that noir cannot or should not be violent, but the violence usually has a purpose. Much of Elliot Chase's seminal novel Black Wings Has My Angel is about robbing an armored car, but the book builds to that. It's a big deal when it finally happens, and the characters have to reckon with the fallout once it does. Jack Pepper, on the other hand, is a walking catastrophe, and nobody in Mouseburg seems to care. He largely
pseudonym with multiple writers. That's how it kind of is coming off. Like, I was looking at his previous reviews and his takes are kind of all over the place. And I'm not accusing him of anything, but it really does kind of feel like it's either like at least two different people writing under the same name just to increase how much they can get paid with like more writing, or he was told to dog on this game.
Largely gets to go about his business and
Either way, it's bad.
Oh yeah,
is portrayed as a down-on-his-luck everyman PI, like the characters who inspired him, when he is, at best, a mass murderer.
You implying something, Mr. Pepper?
Me? Imply? Never. I just connect the dots.
Does that make for a more fun video game? Maybe. But it's bad noir and a worse detective tale. In the story as Mouse PI for Hire references, violence is an unfortunate but unavoidable part of the human experience that shatters the people it touches. Here, it's just entertainment, and that weakens the whole concept. But Will, you might say, this is a goofy Looney Tunes FPS. Why should I care about any of that? And the answer is because Mouse
not even like a really an FPS. It's like the gun mechanic, like, I don't know.
It's a boomer shooter.
He's taking it way too serious.
Wants you to. It wants you to believe that this is important. You spend a lot of time talking about these characters, about putting together the clues you need to get to the bottom of what's going on, about Jack's motivation for doing the work. He allegedly needs the money, which both leads him to taking cases and doesn't track when I'm super rich from all the killing.
Nonsense.
Why is my FPS so violent and not narrative adventure? Bro, he thinks acid is Elmer's glue. I think that says a lot. Like, bro, come on.
You're drowning in debt, picking up small fries and petty cases.
All of that makes a lot less sense after you've gone to Tinsel Bros Studios and single-handedly eradicated the mob hanging out there, all while doing a bunch of Tomb Raider / Indiana Jones / Conan the Barbarian impressions, as everyone says you should be an actor.
So tell us, hero, what is best in life?
To grate some parm, watch the cheese melt, and hear the joyful squeaks of my dinner guests.
Give this guy a week on the job as chief of police in Mouseburg would be the safest city in the world because nobody would be left alive to commit crimes in the first place.
Isn't he just going on there like after people who are corrupted by the mob?
It's hard to buy into Jack as the regular guy who needs to gather evidence. I'm told he is when he just wiped out the local police department, you know?
Bro, I don't know. To me, it sounds like a great advertisement. Investigation? Nah, just kill it all. Me, it genuinely is coming across like the best advertisement.
Yeah.
No?
The police arcade. We sure went big on this one.
Mouse PI for Hire nails the aesthetics of both the 1930s cartoons and the detective stories that inspired it. And it's also an amusing boomer shooter that largely feels good as you're playing it. But its haphazard marriage of noir storytelling tropes and shooter gameplay are often at odds with each other in uncomfortable ways that weaken both aspects. And the writing is so busy making references to other things that it's actually painful to sit through at times.
Okay. Wait, didn't his bio say he's a veteran? Pretty sure that's what it said.
He's a veteran?
Yeah. No, okay. It just says he appeared in Veteran Life. I don't know if that means he is one. I'm just trying to understand, like, on a list of his reviews. So he gave Mouse PI a 6 out of 10. He gave Crimson Desert a 5 out of 10. He gave Fatal Frame 2 8 out of 10. He gave Scott Pilgrim 8 out of 10. He gave Karen 9 out of 10. Demon School 8 out of 10. Painkiller 5 out of 10. Bounty Star 8 out of 10. Absolute 7 out of 10. Madden NFL 8 out of 10. Static Dread The Lighthouse 8 out of 10. Demon Slayer 7 out of 10. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound 9 out of 10. EA Sports College Football 26 7 out of 10. Mecha Break 8 out of 10. Lens Island 6 out of 10. I found the whole list. He gave Tainted Grail 6 out of 10. He gave Expedition 33 a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, like I don't know, man. Like this is very rough.
You know, IGN gave Pragmata an 8 out of 10.
Did it?
Anyway, I'm going down a rabbit hole, but I'm not joking about a board and red string. I need to start doing that.
Yeah.
This is the same company that gave Dustborn a 7, by the way. He gave like that specific guy who's ripping on Mouse PI gave Dustborn an 8. This guy gave Dustborn an 8. Keep that in mind.
This FPS is solid enough if you just want to blast some cartoon mice and not think about it too hard, but once you do, all you'll see are the seams where disparate ideas have been fused together, and no trench coat can hide the stink of that moldy cheese. For more, check out our reviews of Pragmata and Resident Evil Requiem, and for everything else in gaming, keep it here at IGN.
I'm good. Keep it here at IGN. I'm good, bruh.